Meet the anchor, an essential part of a ship that plays a key role in keeping vessels steady in the vast sea. Imagine a fishing boat in search of the perfect fishing spot, but the wind and waves are causing it to drift. Now picture something that can keep the boat still, allowing the fishermen to focus on their catch without being tossed around. That something is an anchor. However, as much as anchors are lifesavers, they also come with their own challenges. To unravel these issues, let's explore how anchors do their job. Welcome aboard to Superstructures. The idea of an anchor goes way back to around 592 BC with the ancient Greeks. In the Bronze Age, sailors crafted the first anchors using a rope and a hefty rock, ensuring their ships stayed put. This was crucial for the Greeks, who embarked on long journeys and needed a way to anchor their ships in distant places. Securing ships in remote locations served as a tactic to shield them during the off-season and safeguard against potential threats. These remote spots also offered natural harbors or inlets that were ideal for docking and protecting the ships. As time passed, anchor designs evolved, and the Greeks started using large sacks of sand, baskets of rocks, and even wooden logs filled with lead to anchor their vessels at sea. Following the ancient anchors, the stock anchor, also known as the fisherman's anchor in the United Kingdom, emerged. This anchor had two flukes and a stock at right angles, remaining a fundamental anchor design for many centuries. The stock anchor operates by ensuring that its arms rest vertically on the seabed, allowing one fluke to dig itself in for maximum holding power. Later, the modern stockless anchor design came into play during the 19th century, offering enhanced efficiency and reliability. The stockless anchor is a smart innovation that eliminated the stock, making handling a breeze. With the stock out of the equation, this anchor became easy to handle and stow, bidding farewell to the challenges of the past. The stockless anchor comprises two essential components. First, there are the shanks, acting as the anchor's core, providing the necessary weight and structure to keep it firmly in place. It's like the anchor's rock-solid foundation. The second component is the flukes, the anchor's action takers that engage with the sea floor. These flat, curved, or pointed sections dig in, declaring that they're here to stay. The stockless anchor has two flutes that pivot on the same plane, perpendicular to the shank. The weight of the shank, along with the accompanying chain or the shank angled under tension, ensures the anchor lies flat on the sea floor. The crown, arms, and flukes of a stockless anchor are cast in one piece, allowing them to pivot slightly from side to side on the shank. The flukes, being long and heavy, have projecting shoulders at their base that catch on the seabed. As more drag is exerted, these shoulders force the flukes downward into the bottom. The stockless anchor boasts a simple design with no unnecessary parts, making it comparatively easy to handle and store. Its straightforward geometry facilitates a relatively easy and reliable braking from the bottom process. The pivoting shank, while the flukes are embedded in the seafloor, minimizes wear on attachment hardware. Another advantage of the pivoting shank design is that the anchor tends to hold even if the wind or current changes direction, causing the vessel to pull from a slightly different angle. Despite appearances, it's not the anchor that keeps the ship in place. It's the anchor chain, also known as the anchor rod. The chain serves as the crucial link between the anchor and the ship, and it's the component responsible for keeping the ship stationary. The weight of the chain isn't just a dead weight. It plays a role in absorbing some of the load, acting like a buffer against the forces attempting to tug the ship. Think of it as a shock absorber for a car, but in this case, it's for a floating vessel. When the anchors drop, the weight of the chain extends down to the seabed, leveraging its heft to keep the ship in place. However, when it's time to set sail, lifting the anchor reduces the weight on the anchor, allowing the ship to cruise away. This concept is known as the up and down movement. While a ship's anchor rests quietly underwater, hidden rust may silently erode its strength, gradually wearing down its powerful grip. Eventually, when needed the most, the anchor might fail, leaving the ship vulnerable to the unpredictable sea. This is just one of the numerous problems associated with ship anchors. Firstly, these metal giants are a necessity but also a bit of a ball and chain for ship owners. Regulatory standards and maritime safety protocols mandate their presence, considering them the ship's security blanket against bad weather or mechanical mishaps. But here's the challenge. Anchors aren't lightweight accessories. They come in sizes and weights that match the massive stature of modern vessels. Handling these behemoths demands specialized gear and precision, turning the seemingly simple act of anchoring into a complex maritime ballet. Let's talk money. Anchors aren't cheap. Constructing these metal titans involves top-grade materials like high-strength steel alloys. The result, anchors can weather storms but also dent the budget with their hefty manufacturing and engineering costs. Ship owners have to bite the financial bullet, knowing these anchors are non-negotiable for a seaworthy vessel. Anchors don't just take up space on the ocean floor, they hog up space on ships too. Limited onboard real estate means a logical game of Tetris, figuring out how to stash these oversized anchors without compromising safety or maneuverability. While anchors keep ships steady, their heavy drop can wreak havoc on delicate marine ecosystems. From damaged reefs to disrupted marine life, it's a fine line between ship safety and environmental harmony. Balancing the two is like trying to navigate a storm without a compass. It's a constant challenge for the maritime world. So yes, anchors are the unsung heroes, but they also bring their fair share of stormy seas for ship owners and the environment alike. Piracy isn't just a tale from the history books. It's a modern-day threat. Certain sea routes, like the waters of West Africa or the Gulf of Aden, serve as pirate playgrounds. Pirates aren't after buried treasure, they're after cargo and crew, staging daring robberies or kidnapping crew members for hefty ransoms. It's like a real-life thriller on the high seas. Illegal activities also find their way onto ships, from smuggling goods and people to illegal fishing and polluting the waters. Ships become unwitting accomplices in these unlawful operations. Terrorism also casts a shadow over maritime safety. The Red Sea has been concerning incidents with attacks on ships ringing alarm bells. Recent attacks in the Red Sea have put a spotlight on the vulnerability of major trade routes during regional tensions. Houthi rebels have been attacking ships in the Red Sea since November 2023, claiming solidarity with the people of Gaza amid Israel's bombing. These attacks near the Strait of Bab al-Mandeb between Africa and the Arabian Peninsula have led shipping companies to halt Red Sea operations. The Galaxy ship leader and its crew were seized by Houthi on November 19, 2023. The Red Sea shipping lane accounts for 15% of global trade, and attacks have increased freight costs and lengthened delivery times. Approximately 18 shipping companies have already rerouted vessels around South Africa to reduce risks. Ship anchors may seem like simple tools dropped into the sea, but their complexity runs deeper than the ocean they anchor in. Take, for instance, the markings on anchor chains. These markings are more than just for show. They tell a tale of length and joinings. Officers need to decode these markings, acting like sea detectives who know exactly how much chain they've got out there. It's like a secret code that helps them gauge the anchor's grip on the seabed. Now let's discuss the length of the chain deployed. It's not just a random number. There's a science to it. It has to be at least 5 times the distance from the hawsepipe to the seabed for that perfect horizontal pull on the anchor. It's all about stability in stormy weather. Longer chains mean better stability. And speaking of chains, they aren't just single pieces. They're made up of sturdy 27.5 meter lengths called shackles. Joining these lengths requires serious muscle, using robust shackles that can handle the weight and forces. Ship anchors aren't just heavy metal, they're conductors orchestrating a symphony of forces beneath the waves. Understanding these intricate details isn't just nautical trivia, it's key to the safe and efficient sailing of a ship. So the next time you see an anchor, think beyond its weight. Consider the scale and complexity that keep ships steady in the tumultuous embrace of the sea. If you enjoy this journey, subscribe to Superstructures for more intriguing insights. Hit that subscribe button and join us on our next adventure. Until then, fair winds and following seas.